Good morning. The recessed meeting of the Nags Head Board of Commissioners for Wednesday, October the 18th, 2023 is hereby called to order. First order of business is the adoption of the agenda, and a motion would be in order.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, thank you. This would be time for public comment, but I see no members of the public who aren't members of the staff, so I think we will roll past that. And that brings us to consideration of the bid award for the Epstein Beach Access Bathhouse Project. David?
Good morning, Mayor and Commissioners. All right, so this item is for a consideration of bid award for the Epstein Street Bathhouse Redevelopment Project. In your board packet was a memo, which I have currently up here on the screen, and then also the bid tabulation for the final bid that we just recently bid out. All right, so this project consists of the replacement of the existing bathhouse with a multi-purpose building with attached decking, detached decking, parking lot improvements, on-site wastewater system, doing walkover construction, utility infrastructure, and some other incidental work. This new facility will include a men's and women's restroom along with a family restroom, as well as a storage area, and then a meeting area on the second floor for ocean rescue personnel. Now, this project was originally bid out in August of 2022. For that first bid, we did not have any interested bidders at that point in time. We rebid it. We received a single bid, and that was from A.R. Chesson Construction Company, and that bid was well in excess of what we had as far as our budgeted funds. So we started this process again back in July. We did a rebid. Again, we received one bid from A.R. Chesson. And then we did another rebid process where we had 3 interested bidders, and still with the lowest bidder out of those 3 submitted bids, it was well in excess of our budgeted funds. So we went through another rebid process, and if you're keeping track, that's the 5th time. And we received 2 bids, and after going through a value engineering process, we were able to go ahead and get it within what staff considers to be the best layout for the project without materially changing the building construction or the site improvements. And so let me go ahead and scroll down here. When we went through the value engineering process, we also went ahead and tried to make this bid as flexible as possible. And what we had come up with is some deductive alternate items. There was 9 in total. You can see that up here on the screen. We looked at going ahead and changing out different material types for plumbing. We looked at different toilet fixtures. We looked at removing the demo and the concrete grid pavers, substituting out the cedar shake siding, the roofing material, looking at leaving that second floor unfinished, as well as a couple other items. And so when we did receive bids the last time, we had 2 bids that we had received. One was from A.R. Chesson Company, and that was with a base bid total of $1.226 million. The other bid that we had received was from Todd Coyle Construction, and that base bid amount was for $871,542. Now, with these deductive alternates, there was a potential with Todd Coyle Construction of up to $120,000 when subtracting out these 9 deductive alternates. In reviewing at the staff level, we have identified 3 bid items which we are recommending for board consideration, and that is bid item 1, which is highlighted up here on the screen, which is substituting the interior plumbing material type from copper to CPVC. Bid item number 6, which is substitute the cedar shake roof material to a architectural asphalt shingle type, and remove the 5-foot concrete sidewalk, which is on the west side of South Virginia Dare Trail, and that is something that we could incorporate in other sidewalk project work that we're going to have scheduled for this fiscal year. So if we combine it with that other work, we could see some economies of scale. So when doing the math and taking the base bid amount and then subtracting out these alternates, we have an adjusted bid amount of $821,442.00. Now, this lowest bid price, it does exceed the budgeted funds that we do have for this project. Staff was able to identify some supplemental funding and also permit a contingency amount of $40,000 for this project. Okay, with all that being said, there is some grants that are associated with this project. We have a Outer Banks Visitors Bureau grant in the amount of $250,000, as well as Division of Coastal Management Waterfront Access grant in the amount of $200,000. Both of those grants are still active, and we have applied for an extension for both, and both are within the allowable time that we currently have for construction for this project. Okay, with all that being said, the requested board action is consideration of a budget amendment in the amount of $220,565.00 to permit the base bid scope of work of the project minus the deductive alternate items for number 1, number 6, and number 8, in addition to issuing the notice of award to Todd Coyle Construction for the construction bid in the amount of $821,442.00, and authorize the town manager to execute the construction contract amount contingent upon attorney review. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have pertaining to this.
Question?
David, on the CPVC, would that not be PEX, or would they actually put CPVC in for the plumbing?
As it stands right now, it's a CPVC. I don't know if PEX is going to be an equivalent substitute.
To copper?
Excuse me?
To the copper, you mean?
Yes, so instead of the copper, which was specified on the drawings, and that was for the interior plumbing only, that CPVC would be substituted in lieu of that copper, and that savings would be $15,000.
And you can confirm, looking at the overhead, that's not in the village, so cedar shakes aren't required to begin with, so it currently has asphalt on the roof now.
Yes, as far as the shingles go, this property is not located in the village, and so originally we tried to match up the shake roofing material with what is typically seen in the village. But you can see here with bid item number 6, there's a $29,000 savings if we go ahead and substitute out the cedar shake siding to the architectural asphalt shingles.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Kane. Commissioner Brinkley. In the budget amendment, you're using $50,000 from the manager's contingency? No?
That's from the CIF contingency.
Okay.
That's a separate item we budgeted this year for the first time.
Very good. Thank you. Then I don't have any other questions. Thank you, David.
All right, thank you.
Hearing no questions, then a motion would be in order to put this up for discussion.
Make a motion that we approve a budget amendment in the amount of $220,565.00 to permit the base bid scope of work minus deductive alternate bid items number 1, number 6, and number 8. Do you need them in separate motions?
Yeah, I think we can
Just
do the
one motion.
We can,
And then that we also issue the notice of award to Todd Cole Construction for the construction bid in the amount of $821,442.00, and authorize the town manager to execute the construction, contract amount contingent upon attorney review.
is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? What does this work out per square foot, David?
Too darn much.
Yes. We did ask for some square footage prices. It didn't quite, the math didn't quite work out, but what we ended up seeing is about $375 per square foot is what we calculated. As a point of comparison, when we built Bonnet Street Bathhouse, going back to 2016, 2017, that was done for about a little bit under $200 a square foot.
That's a lot. I mean, I'm seeing it all the time, that it has less to do, I think, with what materials cost than what the price people want to give you for how much they want to do it or don't want to do it.
You know, with that, I'm happy to see somebody other than one person bid on the job,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
That was refreshing.
Yeah, getting bidders is tough too.
We had other bidders as well. I mean, as you can see from Dave's memo, that dropped out on the final bid, but some of the other 2, 3, and 4, we did have a few others as well.
Right, we had, A.R. Chesson was consistent throughout, and then the second to last bid, we had A.R. Chesson, Godfrey Construction, and Todd Coyle Construction. And for the final bid, Godfrey Construction did not submit a bid.
Okay. And we do have experience with Todd Coyle Construction, I believe.
The town does not, but I do.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right.
He did a lot of work for the town of Duck when I worked up there.
Okay, good. All right. So we know there's some background there, municipal work. That's what's important. All right. Any further discussion? All right. Hearing none, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Robert, I believe you said you don't have any, you do have something you want to report on today.
Just
Sorry.
one item, Mayor. Just a very quick update on the lawsuit of the various towns against the state over the affordable housing provision in the state budget bill. We've confirmed the state has now been served with the complaint, but beyond that, we don't have any further update for you at this time, but we'll continue discussions with the various attorneys for the towns about next steps.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything from the town manager?
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Board of Commissioners, Commissioner Brinkley, Commissioner Cahoon, Commissioner Sears.
No, sir.
For the mayor's agenda, I did talk to Board Chair Woodard yesterday, and there's not going to be room for 3 representatives from any town on the Affordable Housing Task Force, so I'm withdrawing, and that will leave Commissioner Sears and the town manager on that task force. We don't have a closed session?
No.
Nope. All right, any other business to come before the board? Hearing none, then a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.